How much would you be willing to pay to sign former Texas Christian quarterback Josh Hoover to play for you? There is lots of reason to believe that number is going to be very high, and there are three clear suitors for what is one of the most talented and proven prospects in this 2026 transfer portal cycle. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Where do you think Josh Hoover will land in this 2026 cycle, as we have seen not a small number of high-profile quarterbacks with talent enter the transfer portal, from DJ Lagway to Bo Pribula to Brendan Sorsby to Dylan Raiola to Sam Levitt, and of course Josh Hoover. Trinidad Chambliss may enter the portal. We will see. And I've got some reporting on just where Josh Hoover could land and maybe push this story a little bit further along, as Indiana is getting ready to play the most important football game in Indiana school history, as they get a shot. I mean, they're 3 wins away from winning the national friggin' championship, which is quite amazing and incredible. And if you asked me 5 years ago, impossible. That is what Curt Cignetti has turned that job into. Missouri is a player. Florida is a player. I mean, like, Florida being a player, yeah. Missouri being a player, sure. But Indiana? No, man. Tennessee feels like they're the best team that I've seen since, Tennessee used to be quite the joke in college football through the Derek Dooley and the Lane Kiffin and Jeremy Pruitt years. But since 2022, Josh Heupel's turned that place into a place to be. To say nothing of A&M having its best season since the early 1990s, and Vanderbilt, I mean, they snuck in and took Jared Curtis from Georgia, who's a 5-star quarterback. Vanderbilt's been able to flip 5 stars, which is wild. After winning having a 10-win season, could have an 11-win season, which is wild. And that's where we find ourselves, where anything is possible in the sport. And we've been covering the sport here on Adapt and Respond in one way, shape, or form under 4 different names since 2017. And we are pushing forward into 2026 with some big goals in mind. One of those goals is to make this show as big as we possibly can. And we are asking for you, who have been viewing the show for some time, to help us with that. And I should go ahead and say, like, our members who have joined up just this month have been very important to me. And I want to take a moment just to recognize a few of them that have joined just since December. Doesn't cost that much, but it does give you some ownership in the show. And you're much more likely to get a response from me. And I want to incorporate what members think into the show. So Seth, Buckeyes 725, TK, Josh Ray, Shin the Master, Will Reeves. Some of y'all got to come up with, like, changing your username just a little bit. I understand the anonymity part of this, but some of these are ridiculous to read off. Alvaro, BS, my man 609 is just, that's what he's going with. He's going with 609. All right, we got Chef here. We got Ligma here. Ligma. No, I'm not saying the rest of that. Y'all can do the rest of that. See, this is why when the staff said, hey, you should read these names out, I'm like, but these ain't real names. These are usernames. You gonna get me in trouble. It's like, well, be on your best behavior. Trucker, Mike, U.S. Marine. There's a good one. SWA Gonda, Zach. What we got? Must Zen? Gavin? I mean, I love y'all, man. Y'all members of the show, but like these names, dog. Tom, Cody, Mr. Wise. Here we go. Brendan, BR, J Rocks, DeMonte. We got E Mays. We got MJW. We got OSU 2015. We got DRV. We got Sean Miller. We got Sean. We got Cetol, who's been commenting more lately on the channel. And I encourage members to do so as well. We got Never Finish Anything. We got Fly. We got Jake. And we got Zola Richards. So glad that we were able to get that in, man. All right. So earlier this week, it's reported that Indiana is the leader in the clubhouse for Josh Hoover services. I have reporting to support that as well. caveat here is Fernando Mendoza's brother, Alberto, is the backup quarterback at Indiana. How much do you trust Fernando's little brother to be a Heisman Trophy winner? Well, if you're pursuing Josh Hoover, maybe not that much. And it stands to reason. Like Curt Cignetti has not been shy about going into the portal to bring in the kind of quarterback that can get him to the college football playoff. He did it with Curtis Work. He did it for Fernando Mendoza. What makes Josh Hoover a little bit different is Curtis Work and Fernando Mendoza were mostly under the radar. I mean, Curtis Work was a winner who threw a bunch of passes and played great football. Fernando Mendoza was a late addition to Cal, threw a bunch of passes, played some great football. While Curtis Work was on a good team at Ohio, it was not the kind of team that you would call great. Fernando was on a team that was decent, but not great. The difference for Josh Hoover here is you're talking about a guy who's thrown for 3,400 yards and 27 TDs and 13 or fewer picks in back-to-back seasons. He's been really productive running that offense that Kendall Browse has installed there. And he has developed into one of the better passers with the most arm talent in the portal cycle. I put him ahead of DJ Lagway. I put him just behind Sam Levitt, who has won a college football playoff game, or excuse me, has made the college football playoff. The only one in this group that has, right? That's the other thing. Brendan Sorsby, great dual threat quarterback, started out at Indiana, actually left the year that Curt Cignetti got in there, which is kind of wild. Missouri is also going to be really trying to get in on the Josh Hoover sweepstakes with Bo Pribula entering the transfer portal. Feels like he wants to go back to Penn State. We'll see, right? Especially Rocco Beck entering the portal. I would not be shocked to find out Rocco Beck is at Penn State, but he's going to be a highly coveted dude. And then we have to really consider Tennessee here. Tennessee, who made the $2 million offer to get him into the portal last summer. And Hoover at the time told everybody he wanted to be a Texas Christian. That's where he wanted to play football. Turns out 6 months later, that's no longer true. I wonder how much you want to see Faison Brandon take control of this offense in 2026, or if you want to get another Joey Aguilar. Because if there's one thing that I know that Josh Heupel is going to be able to do, it's find and develop a quarterback. He's been great at that. He rehabilitated Hendon Hooker. People forget him and Hendon Hooker was damaged goods at Virginia Tech. Joe Milton was supposed to be the dude. I still think that Joe Milton got a bad rep at Tennessee and was not a great fit at Michigan, but that was tremendous arm talent and tremendously underdeveloped, right? Like I just wanted to see him grow up just a little bit more as not as like maturity in his person, but as a quarterback. Felt like too much was relying on his athleticism. Joey Aguilar does a job for Tennessee. If you'd have told me that Tennessee's going to have the season that they had after Nico Iamaleava left them in the lurch trying to hold the program ransom, I'd have been like, get ready for the George McIntyre experience. That's not how it went. If Josh Hoover wants to play for championships, I think you're looking at Tennessee, you're looking at Indiana. If you want a sure thing, probably looking at Indiana. That man in Curt Cignetti has shown back-to-back years he will hit the portal, he will hit it hard, and he will get dudes that other folks may not think are great and turn them into an outstanding football team. I have been nothing short of amazed at the coaching job that Curt Cignetti has done. That win against Ohio State in the Big Ten championship was enough. It would not shock me to find out that Ohio State and Indiana play for the national title this year. That's how good that team is. If you can get in there, are you willing to take a little bit less money? Because the thing to know here is that Carson Beck makes about $3.2 million to play at Miami. John Mateer makes about $3 million to play at Oklahoma. I would not be shocked to find out that bidding gets to $4 or even $5 million for Josh Hoover, depending on how badly Tennessee wants to make this happen. Both programs have deep pockets. Both programs have alumni bases that are activated. But only one of them has the number one quarterback in the 2026 class, and only one of them is going to watch their Heisman Trophy winner leave too. I expect Tennessee to do some SEC things here is what I'm saying. I don't know that Missouri is going to enter it in that way. They might, but if it comes down to bidding, would you take less money to go to Indiana if you're Josh Hoover? Maybe.